So for my cooperative learning model / social learning lesson, I wanted to cover a DNA extraction. And one way that I can do this, whether I am teaching in the class or teaching students remotely, is through doing a strawberry DNA extraction lab. So I would start off by having these materials ready for the students at their lab benches, the rubbing alcohol, dish soap, salt, coffee filter, etc. And I would also make sure that I make it evident to the students that it's important to recall certain vocabulary that we've already gone over, such as lysis, what an ionic bond is, what precipitation is, etc. For this lesson, the objective for the students is that they should be able to perform a DNA extraction and relate how their lab activity is connected to the DNA unit that we've been covering. And so for this type of activity, there would be an informal assessment where responses would be short and written, and students could also explain using their own words why they answered the way that they did. I want them to observe how I do this DNA extraction step by step. And then once they've observed me paired with their lab partner, the students can replicate the lab, helping each other out. And I think that it's going to benefit the students because not only will they learn how to perform a DNA extraction, but they'll also be able to connect it with the information that we've learned this far. As far as the lesson / lab of the day, they would need to first separate the DNA and then make sure to use dish soap to break down the lipid cell membrane. Then they would have to separate the DNA contents that happen during the cell lysis. And so by reducing the water in the DNA, it's going to cause it to precipitate. By using salt, it'll form an ionic bond, and this is going to cause the DNA to dissociate. The rubbing alcohol allows strong bonds that were formed to help the DNA out of the solution. And lastly, typically if you're doing an extraction, I would explain to students that it does require a purification of the DNA since it has been mixed with other components, but that's only required for like genetic engineering or something like that, not for a simple activity such as this. I would recommend watching this video if we don't have a chance to watch it in class, as I'm teaching how to do the extraction. I would have the students watch it during class as a quick reminder of the procedures that we went over together, or even after class to reinforce those concepts. Overall, for this activity, an assignment that I would want them to do is following the guidelines provided in a rubric, have them not only complete the lab procedures in their lab book, step by step, what they did, explain it in their own words using vocabulary, but also write up on the objective and how it was related to the lab. So this is my social learning lesson plan.